The Red Dirt D&D podcast is brought to you by Pro Laser Cuts. The Oklahoma company provides pre-made and customizable design laser cut dice towers, tokens, and more, developed by a gamer for gamers, and now available to enhance your tabletop game. Pro Laser Cuts products can be found at many Oklahoma City area game stores, local events, and now available online at prolasercuts.com. That's laser and cuts with a Z, Pro Laser Cuts. And by SD Way Gaming, where dice goblins unite. Our friends at SD Way Gaming celebrate the beautiful dice players handpick for their games and splendor. SD Way Gaming has expanded to include many tabletop gaming varieties, accessories, and similar fun necessities to include a service for your dice addiction. You can shop for a variety of products at sdwaygaming.com or find SD Way Gaming on Facebook. Welcome to Red Dirt D&D. I'm Michael Cross, and I play Gaz, an orc barbarian, sworn protector of the Caliban frontier.
I'm Konnor Shenold. I play Konnor with a K, Kobold Sorcerer who's a continuous thorn in the Empire's side.
I'm Johnny Payne, and I play Zonimus Dinar, a paladin of dusk, using vengeance as a tool to protect the ones I love.
I'm Kiri Hester. I play Poppy Tea Leaf, the halfling desert druid determined to save the wild places from the ambitions of civilization.
I'm Brooke Bullock, and I play Mokrin Stoneshaper, a young dwarf sorcerer finding his true family as revealed by the secrets of the frontier.
And I'm Ash King, your dungeon master. Join us now for Tales from the Caliban Frontier. Stepping out of the catacombs below Shada, you enter out into the warmth of the Caliban frontier. Looming in the distance, you see the flame peaks. You're about as far west as you could go. You are still on the hunt for Taavi, the Bass Dragonborn, who will be able to lead you to Thundercrack. Captured by a group of Gnoll youngbloods, you are on their trail, tracking them down to a nearby rock formation known as Black Rock. What would you like to do?
The note that we found said that to receive the reward, they needed to bring the Dragonborn to Black Rock at the new moon.
Which is tomorrow.
Was it? Yes, okay, that was what I didn't have in my notes, was how far away that was.
Tomorrow night.
Okay.
Well, basically,
Tonight.
Ooh. So, it's safe to assume that they beat us here.
We came out about dawn.
you would still have some time to travel to Black Rock, continue following the trail, but you could conceivably assume that you probably have a little bit of time to catch your breaths. Zonimus, what did you need?
I assume we got here after they did. It's safe to assume that, right?
From what it seems like the note and from you guys exploring the catacombs and Wildfire, trying to sniff out Taavi and Konnor, you attempting to follow any other dragon marks that Taavi may have left. From what it seems is that they have already taken Taavi to Black Rock, so you can safely assume that they're already there. So you're going to have to follow them. Soren is the name that you got as the potential leader of this group. You're going to need to get to Black Rock before whoever's coming to pick Taavi up? Question mark?
So for Konnor being from basically this side of the west of the Caliban frontier, would I happen to kind of know a general direction of Black Rock? Okay.
Yeah. You know that it is continuing to the west of Shada, heading towards the Flame Peaks.
Gaz, did your travels ever bring you out this far?
Yes, I have gone out this far, but not this far north. We were traveling more in the southwest areas.
I'm kind of a little bit familiar with Black Rock. We just need to keep heading west towards the Flame Peaks.
How hot is it getting now? We are now out into open desert.
Hot.
Okay. What I would suggest is that we make our way as quickly as possible to the mountains before we think about a rest. Maybe there we might find some shade to take some time. But for right now, we do not want to be caught out in the heat.
I think that's a good idea. Poppy, how you doing? You took that one crossbow bolt.
I'm fine.
All right.
Because we did a mass cure wounds after that got everybody back up to basically...
I think I'm the only one that's actually hurting from the last battle.
Mokrin's hurting a little bit, but he'll be okay.
Yeah. So I say we go as fast as we can, double time toward the mountains, toward shade, because it will not take long before the sun's heat gets very dangerous out here.
What if you did that windwalk thing again? Is that something you can ask the goddess?
Not today.
Okay.
I don't have that one.
On the other side, if we need to grab Taavi and go, that might be a good way to get out of here.
Crazy idea here. What if we went and got the ship?
I think it's too far from where we're at.
You know how to drive the ship.
I do.
You and I could fly, go get the ship, come pick up these guys. We're gonna save time getting to Black Rock because we're in the boat. And then if we need to make a hasty getaway with Taavi, we can hastily get away.
But do we want to bring the ship into battle?
I don't think bring it into battle, but if we could find somewhere that's
we could
not...
park it closer to Black Rock.
What I will say, I will give you two options. Option the first, if you decide to split the party and have some of you go get the boat, the people who go to get the boat, you can do that, but would not be able to take any sort, because are you wanting to take a long rest?
Not until we get to the mountains.
Okay, well, here's what I'm saying. If you want to take a long rest, the people who go to get the boat would not be able to participate in that long rest. So if you decide to get the boat, long rest is off the table. If you want to long rest, you can conceivably get to the mountains, everyone together, get there, find a spot.
We're that close to the mountains?
The rock formation is not in the mountains.
Right.
It's heading towards the mountains.
I think that's maybe where I was confused. Like, if you're within a day's walk of the mountains, you are already in the mountains. Like, in the foothills. And so I was confused as exactly how close.
So we'll be reaching the foothills areas probably within a couple of hours.
Right, correct. And again, it's a rock formation, kind of stuff as you're heading towards the mountains. The mountains are still several days away.
Gotcha. Okay. So it's kind of like the pillars.
Something shaped, by wind and probably water at one point,
Just sticking out there.
Natural features.
I think the boat's fine where it is. I think it's more important we get to Taavi as fast as we can.
And maybe, Poppy, after a long rest, you might be able to stock the Windwalk and then get us back to the boat faster.
It's a high-level spell.
Yeah, that's a good idea, though, as an escape route for us.
But also, we can run.
This is true.
Also, Windwalk is not an escape plan because it takes a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
I can't just turn us into mist and go, we have to think about being mist for a whole minute.
Right. So for right now, I would say let's not bring the boat in. I think that was a great idea, but let's leave the boat where it is, and if we have to find some way to get away quickly, we can try to do something else.
We'll be better prepared if we all actually got a long rest.
Am I right in figuring that when we get there, it's going to be trouble, right? We're going to have to bust Taavi out?
Depending on how fast we can actually get there. If we get there right at night, we're probably going to run into some actual trouble.
I think we are looking into trouble no matter what we do. And we want to make sure that whoever is coming for Taavi doesn't do whatever it is they're wanting to do with whether taking Taavi away, sacrificing Taavi,
Extracting information they shouldn't have.
Am I right in thinking that, I can only think of like one or two people that would want a Dragonborn.
I do not know if this has anything to do with the Empire. This might be something else completely different. We must be prepared for any event, but we also don't want to say that this is definitely the Empire or this is definitely not the Empire.
I just know when we went into the Mesa, we weren't expecting to find who we found there, and I don't know, I'm just getting the heebie-jeebies again.
I think we should be prepared for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, their reach is
But-
long. So.
We need to start making way.
I think this discussion is happening whilst we are walking.
Yeah, while we're walking.
All right. Yeah, we need to be ready for anything. I think that it's going to be a hostile environment no matter what time of day we go in, no matter under what cover we go in. We're not supposed to be there, and I feel like they're probably expecting us. None of this is a trap.
However, I think in that part, I do not know if they know we are coming. So that is a little bit of an advantage for us. We have taken care of everybody who might have been able to tell them. So maybe we can actually sneak in and do some damage before they realize how much trouble they're in.
Yeah, if we can do the sneaking and not even know that Taavi's gone, I think that'd be best. I mean, these young bloods, assuming that it's Gnoll's connection all the way through, these young bloods, they just confused. They don't, in the Gnoll way, they've been led astray.
Also, we were kind of needing the Gnolls on our side anyway.
Yeah.
So if we actually do take care of young bloods, assuming there's not an even bigger threat, we could go back and request aid from the leaders of Shada to actually help us against the Empire, because they owe us for helping get that assassin, and they'll owe us for us taking out a section of the young bloods who have been actively trying to upturn their city.
Gaz or Konnor, do the old bloods, the mothers and stuff, do they look for redemption in their young bloods, or is it like do they need to eradicate whenever it starts to spread?
It kind of depends. Every story about the young bloods actually coming back into the Bone Mother's gaze is different from each other. We could at least maybe capture whoever their leader is, this Soren, and bring him back so that way the Gnolls actually can deal their own justice. But it's kind of something we'll just have to see how it plays out.
Okay, that helps us know if we're coming in with guns ablazing, as one might say, or the hilt of the sword.
I think that either way, we should go in with, as it were, guns blazing, and then decide during the battle how we want to end it. But I don't think we should be very cautious. We should go in as strong as we can, sneaking our way in, of course, but going as hard as we can once battle commences.
All right.
As you guys are continuing to head towards Blackrock, Gaz, will you give me a survival check, please? What's your background? Is it Outlander?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an advantage.
Yes, 18.
Okay. So heading towards this rock formation, you do kind of find, again, just kind of foothills in the mountains, because again, you're heading towards the mountains, but again, they're still several days off in the distance. But this area, it's starting to get more craggly, starting to get more rocky, and you do find kind of this little overhang that's going to protect you from the harshness of the noonday sun. So you basically find a safe spot for the group to set up camp.
My friends, I have found a place for us to rest. I think that we can take maybe a few hours, take some time to heal our wounds, and get ready for the battle ahead.
Do we have enough time for an official long rest?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because that would put you, I would say it's about, 11 in the morning.
Still maintaining concentration on my invisibility for the boat.
Konnor, I know you have been working on that, but if at any point the battle gets bad and you feel you need to drop that concentration, think more about the moment at hand rather than what might happen to the ship.
All right. I'll keep that in mind.
Thomas nods in agreement, but knows he will trust Konnor to make the right decision. Very confident in that.
So as the noonday sun of the Kolban frontier beats down, you all bed down for a few hours, taking this moment to rest and recover from the battles in the catacombs. Eventually, as the air starts to cool, you figure that it's probably time to get moving again. Heading deeper into this hilly, rocky area, you eventually see in the distance, it is quite an intimidating sight to behold, Blackrock. Up a little bit higher from the area surrounding it, Blackrock itself looks like the maw of some massive beast, as if someone placed a skull atop the hill. The mouth is gaping open, and you can tell, even at a distance, that there is some sort of cave that this skull-like protrusion is protecting. What would you like to do?
It definitely looks like an opening.
Back way in.
I would say that might be the only way. If you want to look for a black way, it might take a little longer.
Well, is there any sign of anything moving around? Anyone moving around?
Give me a perception check.
20 non-natural for
Okay.
perception.
I'm looking the opposite direction. I drew one.
I got a 21.
At this distance, it is still very difficult to tell if there's anything moving around in there. You see kind of one way in, one way out. It's been picked for its defensive capabilities.
Well, let's start walking that way. And Poppy, while we're advancing, you want to get ahead of us and do a little recon?
Or use your paths without a trace.
I can do either
Yeah,
one.
Pam's not a tracer. I'm thinking like go.
Or do you want me to
aerial.
mouse it?
Yeah, or a bird.
Oh, that's a good idea too. You feeling good for recon?
I can do whatever.
Poppy, why don't you wild shape into some kind of a bird?
I mean, I could do that. I can't go inside as a bird. So here's what I do. I'm going to turn into a small bird. Like a little sparrow or a robin. And I'm going to fly over to the thing and try to look inconspicuous.
So, Bird Poppy, you flutter your little wingies and head towards Blackrock. The eye holes, you can't actually like sit on there and like get in and like look down into the cave. Go ahead and give me a perception check, please.
It's only a 20.
So what you see, Poppy, sitting in this eye hole and looking down towards the back of the cave, there is a large carved sarcophagus that's just oddly placed sitting right there. Sitting on top of it, you see a single male gnoll. Older, furs, kind of got some gray, a couple battle scars kind of over his body. And you see him just kind of lounging on that sarcophagus, sitting on it. You see him just kind of like doodling in the dirt with a stick.
Do I get the vibe that he's probably the alarm system? Does he look like he's like watching? He's like kind of on guard, or is it just kind of like chilling?
From the armor that he wears and like how he looks, and you actually see behind him, clipped to his belt, it's a pretty impressive flail.
He's ready to fight.
So this guy seems to be a man of some importance.
But he's the only person I can see in the room.
He's the only one you can see. You also see there's kind of a ledge running along the back of the cavern, and it's a little too shadowy. Conceivably, somebody could possibly be hiding up there, but you just don't see it. The other thing that you do see, though, is that towards the front of the cave, the mouth, where basically, again, one way in, one way out, you catch a gleam of a tripwire.
Okay, I will fly away, heading back to meet them.
Back to the group.
I swoop down. There's a guy who looks ready to fight, possibly on guard duty. Not 100% sure, but he is at the minimum ready to fight. There is a tripwire in the entrance to the cave, and there's some shadowy recesses where other people could be hiding that my bird eyes could not see into.
Is he guarding the entrance?
He's and I guess finger and I draw in the dirt, then it's kind of this way, and then he's sitting in the back of the room. There's the tripwire, then there's a space, and then there's a big suspicious looking sarcophagus, and that's where he's sitting.
A sarcophagus?
Yeah.
Like he's guarding it? Or just like...
I think it's kind of just like there, and he's just kind of using it as furniture.
Big like it's oversized, or...
The sarcophagus or the space? I feel like the sarcophagus was appropriately sarcophagus-sized for a medium-type creature.
Appropriate to store a Dragonborn inside of while you're waiting for whoever
Feasibly.
contact
So
show up.
there's one who's guarding that. That
Right.
could be Taavi being held in as prisoner. But that guard will need to be relieved. So in every other part of this place that we can't see, could be more guards.
Exactly. There could be more guards. There also could be tunnels to like go underground or
Was-
go deeper in the thing.
What was his demeanor?
He seemed mostly bored.
They're not expecting us.
Yeah, but they are ready.
They do not know we're coming.
They do not know what kind.
That is why I said we have the advantage here. If we were to use Pass Without Trace, maybe we could get in without them noticing. Especially as we are heading toward the west, and with the sun now setting, we're in darkness in the shade.
Poppy, you got any way to silence him or like make him fall asleep or control sound around him or anything?
No.
Well, then I say we just head on and make sure we pass the tripwire and take him out.
All right.
Greetings and salutations, my friends. I'm Michael Cross. So great to have a moment to talk with you during this mid-show break. First off, I want to invite you all to join us as Patreon members. The money we raise helps us pay for things like the music and sound effects you hear on the show, as well as money to go to events and make new fans. When you become a Patreon member, you get our episodes 4 days early, bonus content, access to our Discord server, and full versions of our roundtable discussions. You'll be joining other fans like Scott Wise, Don Mills, Heath Mormon, and the Lady Kate. So join us right now at patreon.com/reddirtdnd. Another way to support us is by getting your very own Red Dirt merchandise. You can find things like hats, hoodies, mugs, and t-shirts. Just click on the merch tab at reddirtdnd.com or reddirtrpg.com. Since 2020, the Red Dirt D&D podcast has been close to another Oklahoma actual play Dungeons & Dragons podcast, D20 to Curtain. And me personally, I've had a chance to work on stage with some of the actors on the show. So when you get done with this episode, you should check them out.
Hello, fellow D&Ders. My name is Jerome.
I'm Jennifer. I'm Jody.
And together with our friends Kara, Timothy, and Jared, we are the cast of the D20 to Curtain podcast, where Oklahoma theater geeks and their friends hit record and explore our new addiction to Dungeons & Dragons.
We think D&D is more than just a game. It helps us tap into the enduring power of storytelling.
We combine live gameplay with behind-the-curtain episodes to share our experiences, insights, habits, discoveries, and passion for D&D with anyone who will listen.
We hope D20 to Curtain will make you laugh, cry, maybe even make your experience at your table even more satisfying. Check us out anywhere you listen to podcasts or visit us at d20tocurtain.com or at D20 to Curtain on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
We look forward to having you. All we ask is that you have fun, be kind, and play the role.
If you're looking for more content, make sure to check out our YouTube page with Mysteries of Beatrix live every Wednesday. Keys from the Golden Vault from the Red Dirt Outlaws dropping every Tuesday at noon, and Plausible Deniability every other Thursday at 7 p.m. So come check it out at youtube.com/@RedDirtRPG or search for Red Dirt RPG on YouTube. And we would love to hear from you. Find us on social media at Red Dirt RPG. You can also get in touch with us through our website at reddirtrpg.com. In the meantime, make sure and subscribe to this podcast and leave a comment on your favorite podcatcher so others can find us. All right, I think that's everything I need to tell you. Right now, let's head back to Red Dirt D&D.
As the sun begins to set behind the flame peaks, you all start to make your way up to the mouth of the cave underneath Blackrock. The cave itself, about 65 feet deep and about 40 feet wide at its widest point. There is a large ledge and lip towards the back of the cave, but the sarcophagus is at the very far end beneath that lip, with this older Gnoll figure sitting on it, waiting. And Poppy did identify where the tripwire was, so you can avoid that over the mouth of the cave.
I point at it.
So we're casting Pass Without Trace. And stealth, okay?
Yes, please go ahead and roll stealth. What did everybody get?
I got a 29.
30.
24.
30.
Wildfire and Poppy both got 28s.
Nice. So you guys go completely undetected. Did anybody get 23 or under?
No, Gaz was the lowest score with a 24.
That means that you kids will get a surprise round. Would you like to go ahead and roll initiative?
Yes, we would.
Xonimus, what'd you get?
22.
Connor?
19.
Gaz?
6.
Makrin?
18.
Poppy?
7.
Poppy, what's your dex modifier, please?
3.
3? Okay. You see before you the sarcophagus. The older Gnoll sits atop, completely unaware of your presence. You all are stealth, so you will receive a surprise round. Xonimus, you're up first.
How far away from the guard am I?
So you guys are kind of at the mouth of the cave still, so about 50 feet away from him.
I'll go up 30 and then fire with 26 to hit.
What hit?
Yay, a 5.
Okay.
And then I do it again. 26
Will hit.
for 8.
So you fire twice upon this guard sitting on top of the sarcophagus. He takes both hits with a growl and looks up and sees you. So I'm going to use a legendary action. He takes these 2 hits, gets up, and charges you to make an attack. I'm going to roll my SD D6 to see which one of these that he does. He pulls forth this big 3-headed flail, and then he brings it down for a 19.
Okay.
It is 7 points of bludgeoning, but I also need a Constitution saving throw.
19.
19, okay. You succeed. You feel that there is some sort of magical power on this flail, and for a moment your body seemed to be seizing up into paralysis,
Okay.
but you do not suffer the ill effects as he looks you right in the eyes and gives a big old grin, exposing all of his teeth. Well, 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 visitors. All right, so that is his legendary action, and we will go to Konnor.
I am going to swirl up a firebolt
Okay.
and attempt to hit it. And pack tactics, because he's right next to Zonimus.
Yes, he is.
It's like a 26 to hit.
Will hit.
11 points of fire damage.
He does not seem to have any particular resistance.
And that's going to be the end of my turn.
All right, we will move on to Makron.
Would Makron realize this thing's action was of a legendary stature? Like, that's not normal.
Give me a Arcana check.
A natural one for a modified 6? Yeah.
You don't know how he's doing it, but it does make you shake in your boots.
Even not knowing exactly what caused it, I think that changes Makron's technique. So, I would really like him to fail a charisma save.
But he's not going to.
Because...
Legendary resistance, baby.
There we go.
That's fine. Use them.
That's right. 1 down.
Makron begins to concentrate, feeling a connection in the weave, and I try to banish. But it has no effect.
And he just kind of looks up with you with a glint in his eye. No, I think I'd much rather stay here. Okay, is that all for you, Makron?
He will then move into the cave and slightly to the right, maybe 15 feet inside.
So that would put you near to kind of one of these toothy, so it's kind of a stalagmite, but it's a big, beefy pillar-ish. You can get a little bit of cover over there.
And then maybe a perception check to see if I notice anything else in the room.
Sure.
Figures, people hiding. 13.
Nope.
Okay.
Poppy.
I'm also going to try to just burn through his legendary resistances here.
Okay.
I am going to cast Hold Person, so I need a 16 wisdom.
So a hold person would not work on him at all.
Oh.
You attempt to cast this hold person, and he doesn't even flinch.
This guy is not what he appears. He looks like a Gnoll warrior guy, but him's not a person. Don't know what he is, but him's not a person.
So, an attempt was made, and then he just smirks again. Gaz.
How far away is he?
From you?
Yep.
About 30 feet.
Oh, good. I've got my shield. I've got my flame tongue out. And I will rage. My tail pops out, and I attack recklessly. Starting with a 29 to hit.
Hit.
Do you need this broken up as fire and regular?
No, sir.
All right. 24 points of damage on the first attack.
Excellent.
Second attack. A 20 non-natural. 17 on the second attack. And since I used my bonus action to rage and my movement, I am in his face growling.
He growls back and will smack you with a legendary action.
If it's an attack, he gets advantage because I'm regardless.
He brings down the flail on you. It is a 22 to hit.
22 hits.
14 points of bludgeoning damage, half to 7 since you're raging, and I need a wisdom saving throw.
Oh dear. That would be a 6.
6. That is a fail. On a failed save, the target must use its reaction, if available, to make one melee attack against a random creature other than Soren.
And I don't believe I have another.
Zonimus is right next to
Oh, I
you.
thought he shot a bow. Okay.
Nope.
He did.
Then-
I did, but the Soren moved
Yeah,
on
he
me, and then
moved
you went
up.
up to Soren.
Oh dear. That's 29 to hit.
Yeah.
20 points of damage.
Does it seem like it shook off when he hit me?
Yeah, it's not a permanent.
Like he hit me, and then he looked like, what the heck did I just do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back to the top. Zani.
Switching to sword and board. Where are we bonusing actioning that? I'm asking for a reason.
I would say it would be part of the attack action to drop the bow and take up the sword.
Okay. Bonus action, divine favor. So 22.
Will hit.
12 points of damage.
Okay.
And then for my second attack, it's 11 points of damage.
Okay.
Divine smite. $33 damage. That is my turn. Sword and shield. I turn and look at Gaz and give him the knowing nod of now.
Yes, brother.
Well, guess what? It's his turn. And he did not like what just happened to him. Because that was a lot of damage. One flail of chaos. That'll be a 28.
Yeah, hits.
So 15 bludgeoning. And then I need a wisdom saving throw, please.
26.
So you succeed. You will not have to attack Gaz. And then a 21
21 hits.
for 15 bludgeoning. And then there is some extra damage on that one. 23 points of psychic. And then the last one, the flail of paralysis, is a nat 1.
Thank goodness.
I'd like to play this out that his first hit hits me directly. The second hit pings off my shield, but it knocks me back. And when I try and regain my balance, the third hit misses me because I drop down to my knee and glance towards Poppy, where I remain on one knee.
So that is it for Soren. Konnor, you're up.
Seeing Zonimus drop down on one knee, over Zonimus's head strikes a lightning bolt at the gnoll.
Nice.
I need him to give me a dexterity saving throw.
I'm gonna use a legendary resistance.
Haha, okay. And as an additional part of my action, but that's not like an action, can I look over at the sarcophagus and see if there's any like locks on it?
Sure.
Any muffled cries for help coming from 15?
I will say, so with the dust and the dirt that's being kicked up from Gaz and Soren and Zonimus fighting basically in front of the sarcophagus, it is difficult for you to tell at your distance.
Okay.
It's just a little too chaotic back there right now.
Yeah, okay. And that's the end of my turn.
So you did a lightning bolt. Does he get half damage on a failed save?
Oh,
Yes, he
might.
does.
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Generally, if it's a saving
I should
throw,
have
they
read
do.
that.
You were all like, "Aw, he
Yeah,
succeeded."
he
but
succeeded. He does take
that
half.
means he just takes half damage, my dear.
My bad.
Half of 8d6.
Yeah,
That's
It's not insignificant.
right. 28 lightning damage, half to 14.
Okay, and because I am a cruel and heartless individual, but so is Soren, legendary action. He's got a paladin on one knee. He's going to bring the flail down. However, it's only an 11.
Ooh.
Soren made an attempt, but the attempt failed, so Makrin, you're up.
Mokrin runs to Zonimus' side and casts Dimension Door on both of them. And we are now back where Mokrin originally was, about 10 feet from the entrance.
So 40 feet away.
You are correct, good sir.
And then I pull from my belt, all I can do is get it off, one of the healing potions that we picked up in Shada.
Okay, well, with the main target of his ire taken away, Soren is going to use a legendary action to attack Gaz.
You're still at reckless.
Advantage.
Would be a 16.
Misses.
So again, that is another legendary action for this round. Poppy, you're up.
Zonimus, do you want a big heal, a little heal, or do you want me to fight this guy? Do you want me to do like a healing word that's only going to give you a few points, or would you rather me give you enough to get in this guy's face again?
Let's go big, because I want to get back in this.
What is your max?
81.
Okay, so I am going to look back at Zonimus on his knees, breathing heavily, blood gushing out of an eyebrow wound. I'm gonna pour all of my heart and soul into this healing spell, and I'm going to cast Heal. So you have 70 hit points now.
Sweet.
Nobody else die. That was my only 6th level spell.
Thank you, Mom.
You're very welcome.
Gaz, you see, standing up on the ledge, popping out of stealth, there is a gnoll with a shotgun, but it's only a 15. But they have multi-attack, so I forget about this. Double barrel. Yeah, 20.
Oh, no. It's okay. I can take it.
So it would have been 16 points of piercing.
Down to 8.
Down to 8. And that is his 2 shots.
Excellent.
So he basically has to use his bonus action to reload. And then the other gnoll across the way, 21.
That'll hit.
15.
Reduced to 7.
And then one more shot. Modified 20
Will hit.
for 8 points.
Reduced to 4.
Okay, and then he will have to use his bonus action to reload. Okay, that is it for my 2 gnolls who have just popped up on this ridge.
They're on the same ridge, like next to each other?
No.
Opposite sides.
Opposite
Okay,
sides.
very good.
Yep. Gaz.
Gaz attacks with his flame tongue with a 22 to hit.
Will hit.
15 points of damage, and I need a wisdom save.
18.
That succeeds. Second attack. 17.
Will hit.
13 points of damage. I need a wisdom save.
I'll take it.
2d12 of damage. Psychic. 5 points of damage. With my tail attack. 26.
Will hit.
12 points of damage. And that is it.
He is looking very rough, so he is going to, at the end of your turn, use his last legendary for this round and try to strike. Did you reckless?
I did.
Be a 17?
17 is what you need, so I'm going to use my tail to block it. And
Okay.
all I need is a 1, so yes.
Okay.
It blocked.
Okay, so he tried to bring the flail down on you. Luckily, you kind of bring your tail up and thwack him in the wrist, throwing him off course. The battle at Black Rock is chaotic and wild, the type of fight that one expects from a leader of a group of rebel young bloods. But we're gonna have to see how this plays out next time.
Red Dirt D&D, Tales from the Caliban Frontier is Ash King as our Dungeon Master, Brooke Bullock as Mokran Stoneshaper, Johnny Payne as Zonimus Dinar, Kiri Hester as Poppy Tealeaf, Konnor Shenold as Konnor the Kobold, and I'm Michael Cross as Gaz. Special thanks to our Silver Star Paladin patron, Shenanigans Unplugged. Our theme music was created by the cinemagician P.J. Castillo. Our incidental music comes from Jeffrey McBride. Our sound effects and additional music, courtesy of TabletopAudio.com, Sirenscape, and Monument Studios. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and at RedDirtDND.com. We here at Red Dirt D&D could really use your help in getting the word about us. If you like what you've heard, make sure and subscribe, rate us, and leave a comment. Also, tell your friends about Red Dirt D&D. You can also support the show at patreon.com/RedDirtDND. We have several giving levels to help us grow up big and strong. Join us next time as we go deeper into the Caliban Frontier.
I can walk and chew gum. Yay!
Yeah.
Yay.
Can you, Mokran?
My dexterity's good. It's just the wisdom that's low.
He just can't walk and chew gum and stealth at the same time.
I can run good, I can throw good, I just can't run and throw good.
I get to use my SD-Way dice.
Me too. And the SD-Way dice actually turned out pretty well, so I got 15.
15?
I drew one.
I got a 21.
21.
I got 4.
4.
So
Am I the only one paying attention?
I forgot to put my goggles back on. Hold on.
Mokran, what do you see with your dwarven eyes?
Poppy, I think, actually had the better
21.
21. Awesome.
Yeah, I've got like a +1,000,000 on perception.
That's our druid.
But sure.
Unless you want to try to do a mouse. Would that make you feel better
Well-
too?
I think we'd probably get there before her. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Or I could bird mouse and use both of them.
Or baby puppy monkey.
The eye holes, you can't actually like sit on there and like get in and like look down into the cave.
This is very Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, those giant skull rocks,
Yeah.
and you can sit in the eyeballs and just throw bombs.
Doodling in the dirt with a stick. Looks like he's playing tic-tac-toe with himself.
Sad. I swoop down and peck Zonimus on the head.
I don't know what that means.
I just think it's funny. There's one fella who looks...
Back.
Yeah, I poof back.
Okay.
You need to state these things.
Yeah.
I
Because you just said you pecked him in the head.
I pecked him in the head and then poofed.
You didn't say that last part.
It's implicit. If I'm talking, I'm a person. I understand how druid shape works. You know who you are, famous podcast who's definitely not listening to this one.
What's the druid shaped like?
Right now, an adorable halfling.
Gaz.
6.
Makron.
18.
Poppy.
7.
Okay.
I got beat by the druid.
You guys be super quiet, super still.
Real fast for meta purpose. He said visitors.
Slip of the tongue.
Okay, very good.
He assumes that where there is one, there is more.
Party always comes in fours.
Death always comes in threes.
No, I think I'd much rather stay here.
And Gaz recalls the moment he was banished. Spending time with the polar bear.
With Pete!
God, sorry, go.
You will not have to attack Gaz.
Just going back and forth hitting each other.
Stop hitting yourself! Stop hitting yourself! Stop hitting yourself!
Seeing Zonimus go down onto one knee.
So no time for romance.
I have one
Get
hit
up.
point left.
Get up.
I have one hit point left.
Yeah, we got it.
Except I didn't get it, so...
You didn't know when you proposed?
Stop! He's already dead!
Nobody else died. That was my only 6th level spell.
Thank you, Poppy.
You're very welcome. And then, just for flavor, as a bonus action, I do a little dance.
Make a little look.
No, we don't have time.
Get down to that. Oh, if we had time, though. So you're saying...
There's a chance.
Hold on. Zonimus is getting lucky.
Excuse me, Mr. Fiend.
Wait till you see my legendary action.
I told y'all there might be someone up there.
It's always the one with the guns.
Poppy, you might be right about the guy with the shotgun. Oh dear.